Goalkeeper. In the 3-4-3 formation, the goalkeeper has more responsibility as they not only have to save shots but also contribute to the team retaining possession. This means that they have to be calm on the ball and technically capable, as they will have more of the ball at their feet than in other formations. There is also more emphasis on the goalkeeper to communicate in 3-4-3. As all of the pitch is before them, they need to direct the defenders in front of them and organize the team from the back. As well as being a good shot stopper, the goalkeeper needs to be good on the ball and a vocal presence in the team. The defenders. In the 3-4-3 formation, defenders are expected to retain possession and push forward into the midfield if necessary. The central center back is usually very good on the ball and is expected to operate as a deep central midfielder. They drop deeper than the other center backs to provide cover when they go to tackle the opposition's attackers. This allows the defenders to double up on an attacker and clear the ball if it drops behind the other center backs. When the team is in possession, they're expected to create angles for the other center backs with their movement. When the team is attacking, they may push forward to support the midfield and provide more options to their attacking teammates. This can help overload the opposition in different parts of the pitch. As well as being defensively sound, good at tackling, and passing the ball, they also need to organize the defense and communicate well with the midfielders in front. They are the main organizer of the team's defense and need to be aware of any dangerous spaces and intercept when possible. In the 3-4-3 formation, these players need to be fast and strong to cover the spaces left behind the wingbacks pushing forward. They will be expected to challenge and tackle the opposition's attackers, so they must be good tacklers. Like all players in the team, they need to be technically capable of receiving the ball under pressure and retaining possession by passing it on. Unlike in other formations, these defenders also need to have good movement and must create space for the rest of the team by dropping wide to give their teammates more passing options. If the play is switched quickly from one side to the other, the center back can quickly push forward and break the opponent's press. They can also step up and support the midfield if the occasion arises. All three of the center backs have to be safe in possession and communicate well with each other and the rest of the team. Wingbacks. The wing for the whole duration of the match. They need to be fast, mobile, and tactically astute to ensure the formation is a success. The team's width relies on these players, and if they do not fulfill their role, the whole team can become unbalanced. By staying out wide, they help the central midfielders to have more space and time on the ball and allow the forward players more flexibility in the spaces they take up. They have to join the attack and support the defense, and if they fail to do either job, problems can arise at both ends. This means they have to be comfortable both offensively and defensively. They must communicate well with the center back behind them and have a good connection with the forward player on their side. When attacking, the wingback has to time their runs to perfection so as to overlap the forward and push past the opposition's fullback. This allows them to get behind the defense, and the onus is on them to deliver a good cross into the box. It also helps if the wingbacks are good dribblers and have the confidence to take on the opposition's fullback out wide. It is also their responsibility to track back once the team has lost possession. They need to get back to cover the opposition's attackers and support their teammates in defense. Midfielders. In a flat midfield, one midfielder is usually more attacking while the other is more defensive. Both of them, however, have to contribute offensively and defensively to the team's play, and they need to be tactically disciplined to make the formation work. These players have to connect well with their teammates and exert their influence on the match by controlling possession. The more defensive-minded midfielder disrupts the opponent's attacks and supports the defense by dropping in to fill any spaces left by the center backs or wing backs pushing forwards. They need to be aware of open spaces that the opposition can attack and fill in when necessary. This means they have to read the game well. Their main job is to protect the defense and defend the center of the pitch. They might also have to make tactical fouls to stop the opposition from counter-attacking. This player is usually physically imposing and has to be very fit to run up and down the pitch. Along with the other central midfielder, it is up to them to control the tempo of the game. The more attacking-minded midfielder has less defensive responsibilities, as it is up to them to support the team's forward players by playing quick forward passes and looking for through balls. They should also make late runs into the box to create confusion among the opposition and should be a threat to score goals as well. By waiting on the edge of the opponent's box, they also present their teammates with more passing options. Like all the players in the team, they need to be calm in possession and have good technical skills. As with all their teammates in the 3-4-3 formation, they must have a high work rate and lots of energy in their play. Forwards. One of the great things about the 3-4-3 formation is the number of ways that the forwards can line up, one up front with two behind, two up front and one behind, or a flat three. In any case, they largely have the same responsibilities and the team's goal scoring and creative play mainly comes through them. They have to find space to exploit, put pressure on the opposition's defense, block any passes forward, and be creative with the ball. By harassing the opponent's defenders, they can disrupt their passing game and win the ball back high up the pitch. With their high energy, they can stretch the opposition out of position, make them nervous and force mistakes. The attackers have a lot of freedom to drop into different areas in front of the defense or support the wing-backs out wide to overload the wings. These players are usually very quick, dynamic, and good at dribbling and playing in small spaces. By regularly changing positions, they can confuse the opposition's defenders who will not know who to mark. The central striker is often the most physically imposing of the three and can be used as a target man if necessary to hold up the ball and bring others into play. Alternatively, they may drop deeper to find more space and drag the opposition's center-backs out of position. This player is usually the best finisher and is good with their head. It is their job to score the goals and get on the end of crosses in the box. The wider forwards can open up space for midfielders pushing forward by running wide or open up space for the wing-backs by coming inside. They also have to be good at crossing as they often end up out wide.